This is Gary Geiman with the Dominate the Day podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to help you get 1% better in your business, provide clarity, and give you some ideas that will help you grow your business. If you're ready to dominate the day, let's go.
Dominate the day, that's what we're about to do. If you don't want to dominate, then this podcast ain't for you. But if you are, then keep listening, cause every single damn day, the mission is to dominate. You already know we're here to dominate the day. So if you want to dominate every day, then let's go, it's time to grow. This is another episode of Dominate the Day.
Say some of the biggest actions you took 2021 that gave you like elevated success that you weren't doing before then?
Some of the biggest actions. Well, in 2021, like I said, I could tell you now, 2021, it was still kind of out on the truck, still wearing all the hats.
So you were still basically just trying to do whatever you could do to get jobs,
and
complete the jobs.
Now, granted, I'd been on some of these groups and been to another convention, so I learned a little bit more about the value.
Mm-hmm. So
it wasn't every job I knew I had to have. I started to learn that not every job is for us.
Right. Not every customer is yours.
Yeah. Not every customer is ours. I was still chasing some of the stuff that I wouldn't go after now. But again, that was just, it's still new. A year in, it's still new. So but I started to learn that more and more.
So 2021, do you remember what your average ticket was for residential in 2021?
I'd probably say around 350.
350,
maybe. Yeah.
And then 2022 comes. You had a mind shift. You had a mind shift change. What was your average ticket for 2022?
$755.
$400 per job. You increased your average. You more than doubled it.
Yep.
So I'm assuming your revenue also probably followed something similar.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Yep.
Same amount of customers.
Probably less customers, honestly.
A lot less customers. Yeah. And then, okay, so you got this guy in your ear a lot through 2022 telling you, get your ass off the truck.
That's it.
Right?
And 2022, I was not all the way off.
Right. You were in and out. You were in and out.
Yeah.
And so I think there's three things in a business metamorphosis from a guy that starts a business like you. You go full time, right? That's number one. The other two can be interchangeable, but they are get off a truck, and then the thing that you're working on right now is getting an office outside of your home.
Yep.
Those three things create metamorphosis that give you a big impact on your revenue. And that's what it did for me. That's what I watch it do for other people. And I'll tell you why. Leave your job, you leave the safety net. It's the old adage.
You got no choice.
You got no choice. You got to go do this. You got to go make money.
Yep.
It's the burn the boats philosophy. There's nothing to go back to, right? The second thing, let's say it's getting off the truck. Getting off the truck, now you're working on growing the business, not just finding business and signing customers. It's the next level up from that. And then getting an office outside of your home. And there's a lot of guys, I work with a company, they do almost $1 million a year. They got a barn on their property, and that barn is nice. And it's where their office and headquarters are. Okay, that's good, but it's still home, right? It's still home. And there's something about the mind when you go to an office, wow, there is an investment in your time and your resources that you're putting into it. So the getting off the truck, what would you say the hardest part about that is for you over the last 6 months?
Trusting guys to do, okay, well, me thinking that they're going to be as good as me, when in reality, if I can get 80% of me, we're doing good. That's the biggest thing is trusting them.
Yeah.
I don't like callbacks, I hate them. When I'm out there, I couldn't stand them. And a lot of that goes back, we probably need to rewind a minute, but when I started, before I even started watching houses, I did auto detailing. So we kind of skipped that part in
Yeah.
my journey. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into watching houses. So I've always been attention to detail, and you hear my phone blowing up. That's
Ho-
something.
ho-
That's
Hopefully those
something
are
them Dominate
hopefully
guys
those
are
are
doing.
leads, man, from Google. Hey, so if you could tell us uh, biggest lesson you've learned throughout this journey, uh, or one of the biggest lessons you've learned, what would you say it is?
Biggest lesson I've learned through this journey.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I've learned a lot of lessons, but man, just I guess discipline would be
Mm,
one.
that's a good one, man.
Learned how to know that there's going to be struggles, and learn how to. I'm not really good at wording stuff, but I mean just to know that you're not going to get rich overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take failures,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when you fail, it's what you do with it. Do you sit back and dwell on it, or do you just try to move forward with it?
Yeah. The failure needs to be a lesson, not a
Yeah,
stop. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
discipline is a great word. Because
Yeah, it takes a lot, and I've been a good kid, all that good stuff. But man, it's just totally different when you start running a business, man. It's not easy. I mean, everybody can say what they want. The shit doesn't happen overnight. Nothing was given to me. You know what I mean? I worked for everything I got.
Yep.
Still working for it. I mean, I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
Right. So we'll wrap this up. I know the phone's telling us you got shit you got to do, which is good. What are some things like if you could tell us that doing this business or being in this journey, owning a business, being an entrepreneur, like what kind of things has this made you passionate about?
About like growing a business. Yeah.
Or personal, or maybe something
But just
altruistic,
setting goals
anything.
for myself, man. I was never set goals for myself, and I always say I wanted to. But now, you probably can't see it, but there's a board behind me that's got personal goals, business goals, like just setting goals for myself now, daily, weekly, monthly, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I put some posts up, about my gym and stuff like that. So it's definitely helped me do that, and help like some of my family. They get down and depressed, and I want to do this. And I tell them, just do it. Set a
Yeah.
goal for yourself, and go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say this, dude, and I say this to other people about you, so I'll say it to you. I think your strengths are like you take action. Number one, you don't like overthink it. You take the action. You're a giver. Like I see you helping and wanting to help others win just like you. And I believe that givers gain. Like you can do you can do everything in life. And people that follow me know, like, I love Jesus and all that stuff. And looking at the afterlife, like there are two books that are going to get looked at. One is our book of words, which I'm totally fucked because I just am. But the other one is our book of works, like what we've done to impact others' lives. And like I can see you've become just in a small amount of time that I've known you, and maybe it was always there. I just didn't know you then, but you're very altruistic. Like you're very focused on you. When somebody has a question, you'll answer the question. When somebody wants to know like how you did something, you're there to like do that. You've reached out to me a couple times, like, hey, what can we do for this person, and can you help? Can you help
Right.
this person? Like you are focused on humans, and I always say the problems in all of our world in our world comes down to human nature, and we have to change human nature because because this world needs more people like you that are focused on helping others, and like that's in my opinion, that's who Kevin Paul is. And man, it's been a joy to watch your journey. Like I appreciate all the accolades you give us, but dude, at the end of the day, you did the work, you do the
Right.
work, and you make it happen. We're just a partner that helps with one small piece of it, and I'm definitely happy that you chose us to do that. But like you deserve that recognition. And man, I'm excited for you for 2023 and beyond. And I'm excited for how that's going to impact you, your family, and the people around you. And man, if I can say anything, and like we'll have a strategy call this month, so we'll have to talk about business and shit like that. But if I can say anything, like focus on the things that you're really, really passionate about, and make those be the purpose of why you do what you do. I know that's already the case, but like if you continually have that in your focus, like you're going to crush it. And I don't want to overlook the one thing that you said. You talked about goals, daily goals. Like people like to set goals and they like to set them off in the distance. That's fine. That's great. Like one of my goals, I want to own a lake house. Like I just do. I want a lake house. I want to be on a lake. Like that's what I want. That's like off. Like minimum 2 years, probably more like 5 to 10 years. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
But I have a goal today. Like I actually have 3 goals today. I have a revenue goal, I have a lead generation goal, and I have an impact goal. So lead goal, how many leads can I get in? Revenue, what kind of revenue can we produce today? And impact, I want to impact one person one way somehow. And I'm lucky because I get to talk to a lot of people, and for whatever reason, they ask me for advice, so I give them advice. I got a podcast interview that I'm going to be doing for someone today. So that impact goal, even though it sounds like the hardest goal, for me, that's the easiest goal. But I always want to have an impact more than anything else. And like you having goals daily, and it doesn't have to be as like what I said, like having one goal every single day, like having one goal that you check off. Dude, how does it feel when you achieve that goal every single day?
Fucking great, man. Great.
Want to crush it, right?
Oh yeah. Makes you want to go crush some more. Yeah. Makes you want to go crush your weekly goal, your monthly goal, your yearly goal.
Absolutely.
But one thing, I mean, people, just they don't need to be afraid to ask, for advice or help. Especially as men, we got this big ego. Oh, I don't need to listen. Look, man, I wouldn't have made it this way if it wasn't for some people. I mean, Jamie Schmidt being one of them, man. I mean, dude helps me out. Any question, I still ask questions daily to him. He's probably sick of me. I ask you questions all the time. Like,
yeah,
ask people, man. It's the only way you're gonna learn.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, I work with a lot of contractors. I'm friends with a few of them, and the ones that are my friends, like hop in my DMs or whatever, I don't have a problem with that at all. But like your questions aren't like I have people ask me the same dumb question all the time. Like your questions are strategy questions.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, when you're thinking, like if you have a business, the one thing I think that Kevin's story can teach you, when you have a business, like, yeah, getting the money is important. Like going and getting that money is important. But everything I know about you, Kevin, you were thinking 30 days down the road, 90 days down the road, 6 months down the road. Like, what can I do today to impact that? It's like going to the gym. All right. I'm not going to work on chest today and all of a sudden look like The Rock. It's that discipline, like you said, of doing it. And if anybody's listening to this story and they're like in one of those phases where Kevin was, action, and then knowing that action is an impact down the road, and being okay to wait for that. Right. You said that.
So and one more thing real quick, one of my biggest things that I want to do, and this helps me with it, I'm not good on talking on camera, on being live and videos and this and that, but that's one of my goals for this year, man. So this helps me. Yeah. It's my first podcast.
All right.
Dominate Nation, fuck average, all that shit.
That's right, baby.
But I appreciate you giving me the time. Like I said, I'll just get better and better with it. So absolutely. I want to do another interview at some point.
We'll have you back on because we got to talk about 2023 results.
Yeah.
We'll have to definitely talk about that because that's going to impact somebody right now compared to 2022. Are you even, below, or ahead of where you were in 2022?
So January, February, way above. March, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. It's a little iffy right now. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm probably right where we were last year without actually going back and looking.
yeah,
But I know January, February, we crushed it compared to
yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I remember January, February, like out the gate strong.
Yeah.
March, the weather's been shitty. So let's hope that, I don't know about you.
And, you know, North
You've had
Carolina, I mean,
bipolar weather. I mean,
yeah, North Carolina, a lot of people are pollen. You know, they want to wait for this and wait for that. So
yeah, I get it. I get it.
we'll see. I mean, I just booked, 10 commercial jobs April and May, but
Yeah,
those are there.
cool.
I got a big commercial job to go look at tomorrow. Feels like commercial is coming in pretty strong.
Good, good. One final thing. You went on this journey, you, Jamie, a couple other guys, posting on LinkedIn. When did you start that?
Really strong about, I don't know, a month or so ago when you were doing your
Month or so ago.
Yeah.
Start posting on LinkedIn. You were posting what, once a day?
Once a day. Yep.
Once a day.
And LinkedIn you can schedule posts now. So
Yeah. And so once a day, and then you were connecting with how many connections were you doing a day?
I mean, shit, I was trying to connect with, hell, I think I did 25, 30 a day,
Okay.
trying to reach
So
out.
how long was that taking you every day? Maybe 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, not
15?
long, man. Yep.
And last week you did your first LinkedIn job off of all of that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that goes to show you, take action, nothing crazy, 10, 15 minutes a day. There's some other strategies that, I'll relay to Kevin on our strategy call that I've worked with, some other things we're doing like that'll help that. But dude, do the work, do the action. It doesn't matter if you think like, am I doing it right? What, like, go do it. Then you'll figure it out. Like that's how
you're gonna do shit wrong.
Exactly.
Yep. That's
how I figure shit out. Like I do it wrong so many times, and then this worked. I shouldn't have done all this other stuff. I should do this, and that's how life goes. That's how marketing goes. Take action, and you'll
even you guys out there washing, cleaning windows, whatever you're doing. I mean, you're gonna kill a plant. It's gonna happen. You're gonna fuck something up at some point.
Yep.
But you got to learn from it.
Yep. You're right. So, man, I appreciate you being on. You guys, Kevin Paul is an example to follow in terms of if you want to own your own business, own your own home service business, and you don't know what steps to take, like, take a listen to this episode and realize, like, those steps are exactly what has to be done to be able to get to where you're at. You can't jump past them. You got to do those steps. Do the work, and you'll see the results. So anybody that wants to find you, wants to hook up, wants maybe send you a message, say, hey, man, I got a question or whatever, where can they do that, Kevin? Okay.
I mean, they can do it on Facebook. Pretty much any social media.
And he's not blowing smoke.
I'm all over there.
That's what he does.
Reach out to me if it's something you really want
Kevin,
to talk about.
I appreciate you being on. DMN8 Nation, check out Kevin Paul on Facebook, and we appreciate you listening in. Go dominate the day.
Dominate the day, that's what we're about to do. If you don't wanna dominate, then this podcast ain't for you. But if you are, then keep listening, cause every single damn day, the mission is to dominate. You already know, we're here to dominate the day. So if you wanna dominate every day, then let's go, it's time to grow. This is another episode of Dominate the Day.